Okay, so what we'll want to do first is just to show you how to set a campaign. So if you're just testing, why don't you set up a little list? So just with you in it, like I have done here. So to set up a new list, like I say, you probably will want the one, but you might want a little test one as well. So if you want a new list, which a list is just a group of people who have either subscribed to your newsletter, they've bought from you, friends and family, suppliers, you know, you can have as many. So do you want to create a new list, or do you just want to subdivide an existing list with groups? Okay, so I'm going to create a list here just to show you, and I'm going to call it MailChimp test, for instance. What email address do you want it to come from? So could do hello@victoriacasebond.com. The name which comes in the email, so when someone receives your email, you'll see it tends to have like Victoria at the Keepsake Company or something like that. So what do I want on there? So it might be Victoria Caseborn or at the Tech Lab or something like that. And then it'll ask you, like, what is the purpose of this list? So it reminds people of why they're receiving the email. So this might be, you have previously purchased from XYZ, you know, and you could go into details there if you wanted to, and then you need the contact information. And your contact information does have to be on your emails because for spam reasons and things, so you can't hide your contact details there. You can edit them slightly there though. And then do you want to receive notifications? So do you want, like, every time someone subscribes to your list, do you want to be emailed? So MailChimp will email and say, yeah, you've got one more subscriber. Or maybe once a day, say you've had 10 subscribers today, you've had 20, you've had 1, you've had none. And it just keeps you focused. It's quite nice to have it. And it allows you, you know, every time someone unsubscribes, you don't want to focus on unsubscribes. It's a natural part of the process. And actually, if you're not getting any unsubscribes, it's a sign that maybe you're not sending enough emails. So don't be afraid of unsubscribes. It's just that they weren't right for you. They were never going to buy, and it's better that they're off your list. Okay. So I would probably either go daily or one by one. It's just nice to say, oh, my marketing's working. I've got another subscriber. I've got another subscriber, like that. So I'm going to save that list now. Okay. So obviously I have no contacts. It's a brand new list. Now the different ways that we can sign people up to your list. You can either add contacts through here. So I can add a subscriber through here. So I'm going to do Victoria at keepsake.co.uk. Okay, so you can add them by hand. So if you've done an event, or you've just chatted to someone on the phone, or someone sent you their details through Facebook Messenger, capture them here. You would want to ask that they've given you permission. So on your form, on your events, you will have to have, you know, when they sign up to your mailing list, that you've written that they give you permission to email them from time to time. And in Messenger, you might say, is it all right if I keep in touch with you, or if I add you to my list just to tell you about the offers that might come up, so when you're ready in the future? Most people are going to say yes. And also, if the person's already on my list, update their profile so you don't have duplicates of the same contact. Obviously, there's no one on my list at the minute, doesn't matter. But as your list grows, then it's worth updating. So if this email address is already within the list, it's just going to update the first name and any details. Okay, so if I subscribe, I've now got one subscriber. The other way that you can do it is that you can import your contacts here. So you can either upload a CSV file, which is just if you had a spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet or an Excel spreadsheet, you can save it as a CSV file and then import it. You can also copy and paste it into here, or you can bring over your Google contacts or anything like that as well, that there's like an import function there. So there's different things here that you can do. So here, look, you might want to bring over from a Google Drive, your Google contacts. Maybe you do use FreshBooks or Zendesk or something like that. You can bring people over there. But it's very simple. You would just make sure that you would match up the different headers with it. So I can do another video if that's needed on that, but it's quite straightforward. You just click that, and and then you would go next, and then you would just upload the file here. And once you've uploaded it, you just press next, and it would give you the headers, and you just match up the email address, first name, and anything else that's in your spreadsheet. Okay, so I'm going to exit that and go back to my lists. So that's really with lists. So that's how you get people onto your list by hand. The other way that you would get people onto your list is by setting up a form. Okay, so here I am, I've subscribed because I've added them. The other way that you can get people to sign up to your list is through sign up forms. So your general form, you would click here. Okay, so here's your basic form here. So email address, first name, last name. You can have a message here. You can change this title here. So now really, if you're doing a form, you want a good reason why they're going to sign up, like join my list, receive my email. That's not going to be enough sometimes to get people to get onto your list. So think of your like ethical bribe, your freebie, or something that they get. Maybe it's a discount, maybe it's a guide, maybe it's a certificate, something that they get for joining your list. It's called an ethical bribe. It's called a lead magnet, a reason why they're going to sign up to your list. So you could write a little bit about it here. Okay, so save and close. And then email. So you can also, on a form, you can ask for anything here. So you could ask, like in a drop-down list, like which product were you interested in? Okay, so if you click on that, over here, it could be which product were, okay. Is it required? Do you need to know that, or is it just optional? And then you would have down here your first choice. So fingerprint jewelry, castings, pottery, yeah. And then that would then, so if we then save that, it should update it. It's not saved yet. Am I missing the bottom of the, hang on a second. Move that up. Oh, there. I couldn't get down to the bottom there to see the save field. Okay, so which product were you interested in? And then down here, fingerprint, casting, pottery, and then you would save it. Then it would be here. So you can have as much. Now just remember that the less you ask, the more likely they're going to do it. So if you've got a big pile of questions, people are going to resist entering in the form because people haven't got time. So if it's just to get onto your email list to get a freebie, then just have maybe your first name and the email address. You don't even know the last name. So if you wanted to remove it, you click on it and you might make it hidden like that so people can't see it, or you might even want to delete it, okay? And then you put delete into there. Okay. So you'd want a nice short form. And I think maybe you can't do that there. If you go on to design it, I think you can change, so you can obviously make that bold and things like that. I think that's obviously on design it then is similar. And then here, so what you can do if you haven't got a website, if you can copy this is a link. So if you're in a real rush and you're running a competition and you haven't got time to add it to your website, then you can literally send them a link to this page, and you've got a form. And if they signed it up, so if I did test at the Keepsake Co and test, and I'm interested in castings, I'm going to subscribe to the list. Then I'm not a robot, so I'm going to subscribe to the list. Okay, so it's basically sent me an email, and I would need to test that. I would need to accept that before I get added to the website. So it's called a double opt-in, okay, which I think MailChimp now insist on. So that's the sign up form there, okay? So what you can also do, which I'll show you in a minute, is how you embed this into your website, which is probably the preferred way, because if you're sending people over to your website, you can be tracking them as well, and tracking you can't track anything with this by using this, but this is just good if you just need to get something out there, you haven't got time to go on your website, and you just want like a sign up form because you want to gather information, okay? Now, okay, so we're going to concentrate on people adding, so I won't go on to anything else here. This is just about how to get people onto your list, okay? Now, the other way, if you click sign up forms again, so embedded forms, if you click here, here's my list. It's pulled my forms pulled in here. So if I want this on my website, I literally copy this. Yeah. So I've just right clicked and control copy. And on here, if I want to set up a new page, for instance, and I want to embed my form into it, so it's just registering. Wait for that to load, leave page. Okay, so if you want to add the code to your website, so it's like sign up, here's your title of the page. You want to make sure you click the text box here, and then you'll control V, okay? And then here is my form. Now you can edit the look and feel of this form, but that I would just pay a developer to do, because it's just not worth your time to learn to learn that technicality. It's just not worth your time. I would just say I want this button here and that, and I would pay someone to do that for you. But yeah, the key here is it needs to be pasted on the text tab here, yeah, and then you could put something above if you wanted to. But that's how you add a sign up form, and then I would publish it. And then here, when I send a link to this page here, so if I right click, I can do copy link location. If I share a link to that, then people will get a page within my website that has my sign up form. So if they fill in the form, they're onto my email list, okay? So that's the other way. So if we go back here, so that's the embedded forms. You can also do the same as a subscriber pop-in, and you can also make a sign up form on Facebook. And you can also have a tablet form as well that you can do. Okay, so I'm going to do this in a different email because I don't want this video to be too long. But for the basics, that is how you can integrate, basically get people onto the list once you set it. So set up a list and how to get people onto it.